Hello everyone, it's Leo again and welcome to this tutorial in which we are going to be making a OnePlus 11 5G smartphone. I wasn't planning to upload this as my next tutorial, but I decided to due to a humble request from someone who needed me to show how to make a phone like this, especially a phone with a curved screen. So let's get to it. Just as I always like to remind, don't forget to save your work first of all before you begin with it. So let's do that quickly. And I'm going to save mine as OnePlus 11 5G. Okay, so next let's load in the reference image. So press 1 on your numpad to go to front view, and with Shift A come over to image and select reference, and let's load it in. And come over to this picture icon. Let's check the opacity box and uncheck the perspective box. And I'm going to add in a cube. So come to mesh and select cube. And I want us to have equal spaces between both sides of the phone and the cube. So let's select this reference again. And let's move it on the x-axis. So press GX and on your numpad type in 0.055. Select the cube again. And let's scale it on the x-axis till both sides of it touches both sides of the phone. Let's go into edit mode and select these top vertices and let's move them up like so. Let's do the same thing with the bottom ones. Let's go back into object mode and let's select this reference. Press 3 to go to side view and let's duplicate it with Shift D and spin it on the z-axis by 90 degrees. And let's move it forward just so the side image of the phone is in the cube. And let's select the cube and let's go back into edit mode and let's select these front vertices and move it along the Y just so the edges touches the screen of the phone like so. And I'm going to do the same thing with these vertices. Let's move them over here. Okay, go back into object mode and I can still see some space between the top of the phone and the cube. So let's select this reference and let's move this upwards just somewhere there. Okay, and let's scale it on the Z out just like that. Perfect. So with everything set up now, let's select this cube and press H to hide it for now. Let's go to front view and let's add in a plane. Go into edit mode and press M and choose at center. Let's grab that single vertex over here. And inside view, I'm going to move it forward here. Okay. Next, let's add in a mirror modifier. So come over to this range icon and let's select mirror. And make sure the x-axis is selected and let's also select Z. And enable clipping and let's select this eyedropper and place it on this cube. Alright, so I'm gonna extrude this along this curved outline. Let's go to front view and let's move this over here. Select these and let's also move it here. And I'm going to add a vertex here and let's move it up. Add another one here and let's move it to the side. let's press / to go into local view and make sure you're still in side view, and come over to this snapping tool and select vertex, and let's select this to turn it on. Okay, so I'm gonna extrude this along the y-axis, so press EY and move your cursor to this vertex to snap it there. And let's go to front view and move it along the x-axis and move your cursor to the same vertex. Let's go back into side view and EY, move your cursor to the next vertex, go to front view, and let's move it on the x-axis and snap it to that same vertex. In side view, I'm gonna extrude another, and the next vertex, go to front view, GX, and let's snap it to that. Okay, let's repeat the same thing. So EY, that will be this vertex, go to front view, GX, and let's snap it there. Okay, so for now we can turn this snapping tool off, and let's go back into normal view. And with this last vertex, I'm gonna extrude it all the way to the end of the screen, and let's go into front view and let's move it on the X over here. Okay, let's add one more vertex here, and I'm gonna select these two vertices and let's press F to fill all the way. Let's select this single vertex and let's extrude one over here, and let's extrude another, and just press X to move it along the x-axis, and let's extrude the last one over here till it clips at the middle there, and select these vertex and press F to create a face. Select these also, press F, select this last one and press F, and just move it till it clips at the middle there. And I'm gonna select all these bottom vertices and press S, Z, and 0. Let's press K to use the knife tool and click on this vertex and press X, and let's move it all the way to the middle here and press enter to confirm. And let's deselect this vertex and go back into side view, and let's move this out like this, and select this one and let's move it back. Select these also and let's move it slightly backwards. Okay, let's use the knife tool again, click on this vertex, press X, and let's move it over here, press enter to confirm. And in side view, let's move this out like so. Go into object mode, right click and shed smooth that, and let's add in a subdivision surface modifier, and let's increase this to 2. Go back into edit mode, and in edge selection, let's select these edges and let's dissolve them with Ctrl X. Okay, let's select all these bottom edges and let's extrude them down to this point and extrude again till the clip at the middle there. Okay, I'm going to select all of these vertices, and from the side view, let's duplicate them and move them just slightly backwards on the y-axis, and just select any vertex here and press L to select all of these and H to hide. And I'm going to select this middle vertex, and from the front view, let's extrude it upwards to this point. Let's go to side view and move it backwards. Okay, and I'm going to select this vertex and press F to create a face, and let's keep repeating this to the last vertex. And let's go to front view, and with this last vertex selected, I'm gonna move it out on the X just a bit. Let's do the same thing with these, just move it out slightly. Let's bring this down, and let's move it out a little bit more. Let me slide these down a bit. And I'm also gonna do the same thing from this vertex. So let's select it, and from the front view, let's extrude it up to this point, and let's go to side view and move it back over here. Let's select this one and press F to create a face. Select this other one and press F. Let's go to front view and select these and press F, and let's move it up just slightly. Select these also, press F, and let's move it up. Let's select this vertex and extrude it to the middle here. Let's also select these and press F to make a face. Okay. Let's select all of these and let's move them back to somewhere like this. And select these, let's also move it. Select the middle one there and extrude it over here. Let's select these and press F. Select these also, press F. let's press Alt H to bring this one back, and I'm gonna select these 4 vertices, and from side view let's extrude them down to align to these vertices, and press SZ and 0 to flatten them out. Let's bring them down a bit more, and let's extrude again to align to these ones, and let's extrude for the last time till the clip at the middle there. And what I'm going to do next, I'm going to highlight all of these, and let's just scale it out just ever so slightly. Let's align these again. Okay. And let's select all these vertices. And on the x-axis, let's move them out just slightly, like so. And let's do the same with these. Okay, now I'm gonna add in a back view picture of the phone because I want to start making some details. So let me do that quickly. Okay, so I want to start making this camera part here. And to do that, I'm gonna select this mesh. Let's go into edit mode and press L over this part to select all of it. Press P and choose selection. Back into object mode, let's select that part again, and let's apply the mirror modifier, just the mirror modifier. And let's go back into edit mode, and I'm going to select this vertex. Go to top view, and let's duplicate and move it to somewhere like this. And let's bring it down here. Let's move it out a bit. Okay, and I'm gonna extrude one over here and extrude another one. So let's just try and follow this curve here. I'm gonna extrude another one here. And the last one. And let's go to side view, and I'm gonna move this up here. Select these, and let's just align them to this outline. Okay. Let's select these and also select these and press F to join the 2 vertices. And I'm going to select all these vertices, and let's duplicate them downwards like this. And let's just align them again to this outline. And next, I'm going to add in a circle. So with Shift A, let's select circle. And just before we click any part of the viewport, let's come here and click on this little drop down arrow. And let's change this from 32 to 16. And let's spin the circle on the x-axis by 90 degrees. Let me load in another reference image to see the back better. So I'm going to side view and let's move the circle out and grab it here, and I'm gonna scale it just so it matches the height of this part. And let's move it in. And from the back view, I'm gonna move these on the x-axis to somewhere here. Okay. Let's select this vertex, and selecting these also, let's press F to join them together, and let's do the same thing with these. Okay. I'm just gonna move this out just so it's equally aligned to this vertex, like so. And let's select this vertex and let's dissolve it, and let's also dissolve this one so that we have less vertices here. And let's select this one and press F. Select these also, press F. Let's slide it up, press F. Let's select this vertex and let's turn on the snapping tool. You can either select these to turn it on or simply press Shift and tap to turn it on. So from the back view, I'm going to press E to extrude and X, and let's move the mouse cursor to this vertex to snap this vertex to it. And in side view, I'm going to press GY and let's move it to the same vertex. Okay, let's repeat the same thing. So EX, let's move it to this vertex, and GY, let's move it here. EX, move it here, and GY, let's bring it over there. Okay, should be this one. So let's move it here. And let's turn the snapping tool off, and I'm going to select this vertex and these, and let's press F to fill those faces. Select these and press F, and select these two and press F. Let me just slide these vertices in place. And let's turn on the snapping tool and go to back view. I'm going to select this vertex and let's extrude along the x-axis and bring the mouse cursor to this vertex. Let's go to side view, press GY, bring your cursor to this vertex, and go back to back view, and let's just repeat the same thing. Bring your cursor over here, and in side view, let's bring it over here. EX, let's bring it to this one, and GY, bring it over here. And let's turn this snapping tool off again, and I'm just going to slide these to align it properly with this top vertex. And let's add another one here, And with the knife tool, I'm going to make a cut across these edges. And let's deselect these and select these again. Press S, Z, and 0. And let's select these two vertices and press F to fill those faces. Select these also and press F. And let's just slide these. Okay, let's add a loop cut here. And selecting these two vertices, I'm going to press J to join them together. Let's go to side view and let's pull this out a bit. Just so we have a straight edge flow here. Select these and let's also move it up. And just like before, I'm going to do the same thing with these vertex. So let's turn this snapping tool back on. Go to side view and press EX, bring your cursor to this vertex. Go to side view, GY, bring it to this one. EX, bring it over here. And GY, bring it over here. And EX, let's bring it to this last one here. And GY, let's bring it over here. And let's turn the snapping tool off. And I'm going to slide these to align it with this top vertex. Let's also slide these. And let's add a single vertex here. And I'm gonna add a loop cut over here. So let's bring it over here. And let's use the knife tool and make a cut across this edge. I'm gonna slide it down a bit. Okay. Let's select these two vertices and press F. And select these two and press F. Let me just slide these in place. Let me move this in a bit. Let's slide this up here. And let's select these and press F. Select these also, press F. And let's press it all the way. And select these two and press F. And let's just slide these here. Okay. And I'm gonna add another loop cut here. So let's bring it up like this. And select these vertex, press F. Select these also, press F. Press F. And let's select these two and press F. And I'm going to slide these in place. And let's select these and press Ctrl X to dissolve. And I'm going to box select these two, press M and choose Add Center. And let's add a single vertex here. And let me slide these out a bit. Okay. And let's add another loop cut here and bring it up. And I'm going to select these 3 vertices and press F to fill that face, and select these 2 and press F all the way here, and select these 2 and press F. And let's just slide these in places so everything looks straight. Slide these out. Press A to select everything and Shift N to recalculate the normals. And let's select all these circle and let's extrude it along the Y, just slightly like so. Let's right click and shade smooth. Let me just do some cleanup here. So with the knife tool, I'm going to make a cut all the way here, and I'm going to select this vertex together with these. Let's right click and select subdivide and select this vertex and these, press M and choose at last. I'm going to bring this vertex downward slightly, and let's select all of these and slide them down just so we follow these curved parts here. And let's move this up too. Okay. Let's select these and also select these. Press M and choose at last. And let's do the same thing with this side. Select these and these. Press M, choose at last. I noticed we are having a big space down here, so let's fix that. I'm going to select the screen, which still has the mirror modifier to it, and the cube as the mirror object. And I'm going to bring back the outliner. Let's unhide the cube, select it and right click and set origin to geometry. And that has snapped the screen back to place. And let's hide the cube again, and let's select this part, go into edit mode, and let's select all these vertices from here, and let's just move them up like so. We can bring them down a bit. Okay. and looks like I extruded these a little bit too far, so let me fix that. I'm gonna select this vertex and these, press M and choose at last. Select these two also, merge them. And for this last one, I'm gonna slide it down like this. And let's also merge these two at last. And this one, I'm gonna slide it out like so. And I'm gonna move these vertices inwards so that we have these crease over here. So press G, Y, just move it in slightly, not too much. Let's move these also. And let's move this backwards like so. So now let's start filling the back. And I'm gonna add an edge loop here and also add another one here. And let's select this vertex and holding Control, let's select the middle one here. And let's press P and choose selection. Let's go into object mode and let's select that part again. Okay, and let's add in a mirror modifier to it, and let's select the cube as the mirror object and let's enable clipping. Okay, let's go into edit mode and let's press A to select everything and just scale them down slightly, just a bit. Okay, and select this one and let's go to side view and press E to extrude along the Y to somewhere here, and let's go to top view and let's move that on the x-axis here. Let's extrude again over here and let's move it here like so, and let's extrude another one to the edge there and let's move it. And I'm going to start aligning each vertex to the one at the top here. So let's slide these over here and I'm just going to slide this here and let's add one here and move it like so. Okay, let's select this one and let's extrude to this point. Let's push it out a bit. Okay, let's just extrude it to the end till it clips over here, and I'm gonna add a loop cut here and let's slide it like this. Okay, let's select this middle vertex and let's extrude one here and extrude another one and I'm just going to select this last one and let's press F. Let's move this mirror up. Okay, so let's select this vertex and press F to create a face. Press F. Let's press F. Let's select these two and just press F all the way to the end here. Let's select this vertex and just press F till you get to the last vertex. Okay, and I'm going to select this vertex and with Control, let's select this last one and let's extrude it to this vertex here. Okay, and let's select these two vertices and press F. And I'm going to select all of these and let's grab them to the middle here, like so. Press A to select everything and let's duplicate that and press P and choose selection. Go back into object mode and let's select that and apply this mirror modifier and let's right click and set origin to geometry and let's spin this on the Y axis by 180 degrees. Go to side view and let's move it up here. Like so. Okay. Let's also select this one and apply this mirror modifier and select the top one and press Ctrl J to join them together. Let's go into edit mode and let's just merge these vertices at center. So just select and press M, choose at center. let's dissolve this vertex. Select these and let's go into local view and into edit mode, and let's switch to edge selection. And I'm going to select the third row of edges here. So hold shift alt and let's left click on these to select all the edges, and let's do the same thing with these and this other side too. Select these edges and these, and let's dissolve them. And let's switch to vertex selection and back into normal view, and I'm going to select this single vertex, and holding shift let's also select this one and let's move them up like so. Let's select these also, and holding control let's select this one here and let's move them up. Okay, let's do the same thing down here. Select these and holding shift let's select this one and bring them down. Select this one too, and holding control let's select the last one here and bring them down too. Okay, next I want us to create this bump detail that goes around the cameras. Don't know if you can see it, but there is a bump detail going around here. So to do that, I'm also going to select these by holding shift, and let's go into edit mode and let's add some edge loops here. Let's click to add this one, and just before you click anywhere else, come over to this drop down menu, and in here let's type in 10, and with Control and 1 on the numpad let's go to our back view, and let's just slide these vertices outwards to follow the shape of this circle. Let's slide these too. You don't really have to be too perfect, but just make sure you are following this shape. Let's slide these too. With these, I'm going to move it on the z-axis upwards. And let's add another edge loop here, and let's slide these vertex down. Okay, let's do the same thing up here. Before then, let's go into edge selection. Select all these edges and let's dissolve them, and go back into vertex selection and let's slide these up. Okay, so with everything done now, I'm going to select these vertex and holding control, let's select these one too, and holding control again, select these all the way to these, and let's duplicate that and press P and choose selection. Let's go into object mode, And let's select the part we just cut out, which is this, and holding shift, let's also select this one, and with Ctrl J, let's join them together. And let's go into edit mode, and I'm going to select these vertices, and let's press F to fill that face, and let's just keep repeating that with these. Press F, and let's add a single vertex here. And we can slide these upwards. Let's dissolve this. And let's complete this side. Let's dissolve these two. Let's press A to select everything and Shift N to flip the normals, and right click and shed smooth. Select these and let's go into local view, and I'm gonna add a solidify modifier to it. So come to the modifiers tab and choose solidify, and I'm also gonna add a bevel to it. And in the bevel modifier, I'm going to change the segments from 1 to 5. Okay. Select these and let's go into edit mode. And I'm just going to move these vertices inwards to reveal the thickness of this part. Don't move it too much, just slightly. Okay, next let's create the cameras. So I'm gonna select these and let's go into edit mode, and holding alt and left clicking, let's select all these outer vertices, and with shift D to duplicate, let's press B and choose selection. Go back into object mode and let's select that part which is cut out, and I'm gonna remove the solidify and bevel modifiers, and let's apply the subdivision surface and go back into edit mode. Press A to select everything and F to fill that face. Come over here and select individual origins, and I'm gonna scale this down just slightly like so, and press I to insert a face to somewhere like this, and let's press forward slash to go into local view, A to select everything, and let's extrude this to this point. Press X and delete faces. Back to normal view, let's go to object mode, and I'm gonna add in a cylinder, and let's spin this on the X by 90 degrees. Right click and shade auto smooth. Let's go to our back view, and I'm gonna scale this down. Let's move it here. Scale it down some more. And let's go into edit mode, and with everything selected, let's shift D and move it along the x-axis over here, and press A to select everything, and let's duplicate them and bring them down over here too. Let me scale them out a bit. Move them along the Y backwards, and let's scale them along the Y too. Select this circle and let's add in a Boolean modifier, and select this eyedropper and place it on the cylinder. Let's select these again, and I'm gonna apply this Boolean modifier. Let's go into edit mode, and let me just clean this up. Okay, let's select all these circles. And let's press F to fill those faces, and press I to insert another face to somewhere like this. Let me scale this down a bit more. And I'm gonna press I to insert another face to somewhere like this. And selecting only these, I'm gonna scale it down like so. I'm gonna select all these inner circles for the cameras, and let's duplicate them, and press Ctrl I to inverse the selection, and H to hide the other one, and press A to select all of these, and I to insert a face to somewhere like this, and let's press I again and insert another here, and let's move them inwards just a bit like so. And I'm going to press Alt H to bring these back, and just select any vertex in here and press L to select all these inner circles, and I'm gonna move everything back as well. I'm gonna add in a UV sphere, and let's change this to 16 and spin it on the X by 90 degrees and scale it down. Let's place it just in the middle of the last circle and scale it down some more. And I'm going to scale it on the y-axis like so, and let's move it forward. And let's duplicate it to this other side. And let's also duplicate this down. And before I add any other details, let's deal with the screen. So I'm going to select it and let's go to front view and into edit mode, and let's select these vertices and move them upwards. Let's do the same with these, and let's move these also. Let's go into local view and press A to select everything, and let's extrude along the Y like so. And let's go into edge selection and let's select all the edges here. And let's bevel. Let's create the front camera. So I'm going to add in a cylinder, and let's spin this on the X by 90 degrees and scale it down and grab it up here. Let's scale it down some more. I'm going to add a Boolean modifier to this. Select the eyedropper and place it on the cylinder. Right click and shade auto smooth. And just before we apply all these modifiers, let's duplicate this screen and press M and select new collection, and let's type in here backup, and let's move this to the backup collection, and I'm going to hide that backup collection. So now we can select these again and let's apply all these modifiers and go into edit mode, and in face selection let's select this face, press X and delete faces. Let's go into vertex selection and let's select all these vertices. And let's press F to fill that face. I'm going to select the back camera and Let's press L over this to select everything, and let's also select the sphere. Shift D to duplicate and P and choose selection. And let's select that again. Right click and set origin to geometry, and I'm going to spin this on the Z by 180 degrees. Let's go to front view, and I'm going to grab it over here. Let's just scale this down and align it properly. Okay, let's go to side view and let's move it forward. And next I want to start adding the side buttons, so let me load in another reference image. Okay, so I'm gonna add in a cube, and let's scale these on the Y and also scale it on the Z. Let's press Ctrl A and select apply scale. Go into edit mode and let's go into edge selection and select these edges. And let's bevel them like so. And let's right click and shade auto smooth. And I'm gonna select these and let's add a boolean modifier. Come down, select this eyedropper and place it on these. Right click and shade auto smooth. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate these and let's select the first one, which is cube 001, and let's hide it. And selecting these again, I'm gonna scale it down. And let's scale it on the X and move it in like so. Let's press Ctrl A, apply scale, go into edit mode and let's select all these edges and let's bevel. Let me just align this properly from the side view. So I'm going to select these and move it over here. I'm gonna duplicate this and let's bring it down over here. Let's move it forward slightly. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this and let's hide that and select this, and let's add another boolean modifier and just scroll down and select this eyedropper and place it on this, and let's select it and hide it. And I'm going to bring back this one, which is cube 004, and I'm just going to scale this down so slightly. Okay, for this other side button, I'm going to unhide this cube 3. Let's select it and let's duplicate and spin it on the Z by 180 degrees, and let's move it along the x-axis over here. Let's hide this again. Let's move it up. And I'm going to select these and let's add another boolean modifier. Select the eyedropper and place it on the cube. Okay, let's select it again and duplicate, and let's select the other one, which is cube 5, and let's hide it. Select these again and let's scale it down just so slightly. So I'm just going to add the remaining details at the bottom here before we start adding materials to this. So I'm going to add in a cube and let's scale it down and grab it down. Okay, let's press Ctrl A and choose scale. Go into edit mode and in edge selection, let's select these edges. And I'm just gonna bevel them like so. Right click and shade auto smooth. Let's select these and let's add a boolean modifier. Scroll down and select this eyedropper and place it on the cube. And I'm gonna add in another cube and scale it down. Let's apply scale, go into edit mode and select these edges and let's round them up. I'm just gonna duplicate this and let's move it over here. Let's hide it, select this again, and let's scale it to create these two holes here. And I'm gonna select both of them and let's press Ctrl J and select these and let's add in another boolean. I'm gonna add in another cube. Let's scale it down. Okay, I'm gonna apply scale and let's go into edit mode and in edge selection, I'm gonna select these edges and let's bevel. I'm gonna press A to select all and let's duplicate another and bring it over here. And since these details are here from the back of the phone, it has to be on this side. Let's select this part and let's add in another boolean. And let's place it on the cube. Okay. And I'm gonna add in the last cube for this part. So let's scale this down and bring it down. So I'm gonna apply scale. Let's go into edit mode and select these four edges. And let's bevel. And right click and shade auto smooth. Let's select these and add in another boolean. Let's select this part and let's duplicate it and press M, and let's move it to the backup collection, and let's select this again, and let's apply all these modifiers to it. And I'm going to select all these vertices, and let's duplicate it and scale it just slightly on the y-axis and on the x, and let's press F to fill that face, and I'm going to extrude it upwards like so. Press X and choose faces. Let me select that again and scale it a little bit more on the Y. Okay. Let's press A to select everything, and M and choose by distance to clean up a few of the vertices because they are way too much. And I'm going to select all these inner vertices. And let's extrude these on the z-axis to this point. So with these vertices still selected, I'm going to press F to fill that space. And let's select all of these two and press F to fill those faces. And we've still got some tiny little details to add to this part, which are these little holes here. So I'm going to quickly do that by adding in a cylinder, and let's scale it down. And let's add in another boolean to this part. just before we call this done and start adding some materials to it, I want to fix the topology of the screen because I don't really like how it is. Let me show you a reference picture to really explain what I mean. Okay, looking at how this topology flows here to form this dark material, let's select the screen and go into edit mode. You can see we don't really have such topology to create this dark material. So let's quickly fix that. I'm going to show you how to retopologize this to correct the topology. So let's go back into object mode and I'm going to add in a plane. Come to the modifiers tab and select shrink wrap, and let's place this eyedropper on the screen. Go into edit mode and in vertex selection with all the vertices selected, I'm going to press M and choose add center and come to the snapping tool and select these and come to first project. Let's click on that and let's check project individual elements and let's turn the snapping tool on and let's press G to grab that vertex here. And let's go back into object mode and holding shift, let's select the screen and let's go into local view. Okay, so let's select this vertex again and I'm going to add in a mirror modifier and let's send it up, and with the x-axis checked, I'm also going to check the z. Alright, let's go into edit mode and let's enable clipping. I'm going to move these over here on the x-axis and let's extrude one to clip at the middle there. Okay, so now all we have to do is to project all these vertices to the surface of the screen. So let's do that quickly. Okay, so I'm going to select these and let's extrude. I'm going to press X to move it along the x-axis. Let's just keep repeating this along the edge of the screen. Okay, so let's select this one and let's just extrude it out to this point, just so we have, or we follow this little curve here. And I'm going to select this one and let's press F. So just keep repeating this. let's go back to normal view and let's go to front view. And let's select this vertex and let's bring it down to this point here, like so. And I'm going to select these and let's just press F and just align these to follow this outline. Okay, so now we have the topology to create these materials. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to select this one and I'm going to extrude along the x-axis to this point to match this vertex here. And let's select these other two and press F to create a face. And I'm going to select this one and let's press F and let's align it properly. And next, I'm going to select this vertex here and holding Control, I'm going to select this last one and let's just extrude along the x-axis to match this vertex here. And I'm going to press S, X, and 0 to flatten these vertices out. And let's move it a little bit more. Okay. So let's just keep extruding these to match each vertex at the top here. And making sure all the vertices are visible in the viewport, I'm going to press G to snap them back to the surface of the screen. So just keep repeating this till you get to the end. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is to select these and let's press F all the way to the end there. Okay, so now we can turn off the snapping tool and I'm gonna select the first screen and let's move it to the backup collection. Let's select these, right click and shade smooth, and let's add in a subdivision surface, and let's just keep these at 1. Okay, so now let me apply this mirror modifier and the shrink wrap, and let's go into edit mode, and in front view I'm gonna box select like this, and let's press X and choose vertices, and let's add in another mirror modifier. Let's move it up and enable clipping. Now you might wonder why we applied the mirror and added another one. Well, the thing about modifiers is you have to apply them in order, and since the mirror was at the top, we had to apply it first. You can also select these vertices. Like, make sure you don't select half of it, but just these parts, and let's delete them, and let's check Z over here. Okay, so now I can just move these upwards. And another thing I want to do with the screen is to bring back the front camera hole. So let's do that. And I'm gonna unhide this cylinder, which to me is cylinder 001. And let's select the screen and let's add in a Boolean modifier and just place it on the cylinder. And right click and shade auto smooth. Let's hide this. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure that these middle vertices are clipped at the middle. Okay. And let's apply all these modifiers, but before then, as always, let's save a duplicate of this. And let's select it again, and let's apply all the modifiers. And let's go into local view and into edit mode. I'm going to press A to select everything, and let's extrude it out just slightly like so. And let's go into edge selection and let's select all these top edges, and let's bevel. Okay. Let's go into face selection and select this face, press X, and let's delete faces. Select these also and let's delete it. And I'm going to go into vertex selection and let's select all these vertices, press X and choose vertices. Let's do the same with these. And I'm going to select all these vertices in front here. and press F to fill that face. Let's add an edge loop here, and I'm gonna move this outwards just slightly. Let's start adding materials to these, and I'm gonna begin with the screen. So let's select it and come over to viewport shading, and let's go into local view and into edit mode. I'm gonna go into face selection, and let's select all these top faces here, and let's go back into normal view and into front view. I'm gonna press Ctrl and plus on the numpad till we get to this point, and let's go back into object mode and come over to the materials properties and click on new, and let's click this plus again and let's select new, and I'm gonna name the first material screen, and the second material I'm gonna name it as screen edge. Okay, and let's come to base color and let's bring it down, and in roughness let's type in 0.3, and let's go into edit mode and just select assign. Okay, let's click this plus again to add another material, and let's select new, and I'm gonna name this as punch hole, and let's go back into edit mode and let's select this part, and let's select the punch hole and click assign, and I'm gonna bring the roughness down to 0, and let's increase the transmission to 1. Let's select this part and click on new, and let's increase metallic to 1, and roughness I'm going to type in 0.1, and in base color let's just bring this down slightly. Let's select this camera part and click on new, and I'm going to select this plus icon just so we have like 3 extra materials here, and let's select the first material, and in base color in the hue I'm going to type in 0.701, and in saturation I'm going to type in 0.273, and in value I'm going to type in 0.179, and let's go into edit mode and let's select this face and click on the second material and come over here and select this punch hole material and just click on assign, and let's do the same with this. Let's select this first material and let's bring the roughness to a 0.1, and let's select these outer faces and click on this third material and come over here and choose the first material, and let's click on this to make a duplicate of it, and I'm just going to bring the metallic to a 0.5, and roughness I'm going to bring this all the way down, and let's click on assign. Let's do the same with this, select all of these, and with the new material selected I'm going to click on assign. Let's repeat the same with these and with these two. Okay, and let's select this once and click on the fourth material and select new. And I'm just going to bring the base color all the way down here. And let's click on assign. Let's repeat the same with these. Let's select this first material again, and let's also bring the metallic to a 0.5. Let's select the main body of the phone and click on new, and I'm going to name this as body. And in base color, in the hue, I'm going to type in 0.922, and in saturation 0.846, and in value 0.073. And let's bring the roughness to a 0.4. And let's assign the same material to the buttons. Let's select this sphere and let's add a new material, and I'm going to call this lens. And in base color, in the hue, let's type in 0.645, and saturation should be 1, and value should be 0.024. And I'm just going to select assign, and let's do the same with these. Select assign, and with these two, select assign. With the lens material selected, I'm going to bring the roughness all the way down. And let's select these and let's add a new material to it. And I'm going to bring the base color down like so. Let's highlight everything and select these and assign. Let's do the same with these. And this last one. Let's also assign materials to the top camera. So I'm going to select these and let's choose material 4. And let's go into edit mode and let's select the lens and click on this plus icon. And let's choose lens and select assign. For the screen, I'm going to use an image texture, and if you want to follow me on that, the link to it is in the description. So let's select the screen and select this screen material and come over to shading at the top here, and let's press Shift A, and in texture let's select image texture, and I'm going to connect color to base color, and let's open this and load in our texture. Okay, let's come over to UV editing, and I'm going to move this and select the viewport shading, and let's go into local view and make sure you are in edge selection mode, and let's alt and left click on this edge to select everything, and I'm going to press Ctrl E and let's max sim, and let's go to face selection and just select any face here and come over to select and select similar, and let's select material and press U and let's unwrap. you can see the text here are upside down, and that's because the normals of the screen have been inverted wrongly. Let me show you. So you can see the whole screen is red, and that's because the normals are not pointing the right direction. So let's fix this by pressing A to select everything, and let's press Shift N to recalculate, and now everything is blue. Okay, so let's come over here, press A to select everything, U, and let's unwrap again, and let's spin this by 180 degrees. So just type in R and 180, and I'm gonna move this over here just so the text is in the middle of the screen, like so. Let's turn this back off. Come to the layout, and everything is looking cool. And maybe we can just reduce the roughness of the screen. So let's come down here and let's bring the roughness all the way down. And two things I want to quickly add before we call this done. Although I know there are still a few details to add to this, like, let me show you. Like the logo here, and I think there is a text over here, but I'm not going to add that. You can, it's easy to do this, so you can easily do this on your own. So let's just fix the viewport here. I'm going to add in a cube, and let's scale this and bring it down, scale it down some more, and let's scale it on the Y. And let's just give this material 3. I don't want to add too many materials to it. Okay. And finally, for the flashlight, let's select this and go into edit mode, and let's select all these inner vertices and let's duplicate them, and I'm going to move them inwards like so, and let's scale it out slightly, and let's extrude it just a bit like this, and let's press X and delete faces. I'm going to add a new material to this, so let's select this plus icon and click on new, and I'm going to name this flashlight. Let's go back into edit mode and let's select all of these, and let's select assign. Let's come to base color, and in the hue let's make this 0.132, and in saturation should be 0.595, and value should be 1, and alpha to 1, and let's bring the roughness to a 0.2. And I'm just going to select all of these and scale them down just a bit more. Alright, so let's just give this a quick render. Okay, so with everything set up now, let's just give this a render. So I'm gonna add in an empty and an empty cube, and let's scale this up slightly, and let's box select everything and press B, and let's hold shift and let's box select the empty, so we deselect it, and let's select it again and press Ctrl P, and let's set parent to object. Okay, so now when we select the empty, the phone goes with it. Next, I'm going to add in a plane, and let's scale it out, and let's bring it down here, and we can select these references and hide them because we don't need them anymore. Let's extrude this edge upwards like so, and I'm going to select this one, and let's bevel and add some segments. Let's right click and shade smooth. Let's add a camera to the scene, and I'm going to press Ctrl Alt and 0 to go into camera view from here, and press N to bring this tab, and in the view tab let's check camera to view, and I'm going to use an external lighting to light these, which is also an HDRI, and I'm going to use one called Abandoned Sleepwear, which I got from polyheaven.com. So let's come over to the wall properties tab and select color here, and let's click on environment texture. Let's open, and I'm going to load that in. Let's select the plane and come to the materials properties tab, and let's select new, and I'm going to name this background, and in base color let's just bring this down like so, and I'm going to reduce the roughness to 0.4. Let's select the empty and press R twice to go into free rotation, and I'm just going to find a nice rotation for this. Just feel free to play with the render, you don't have to copy exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so with everything set up now, let's come to the render properties tab, and in render make sure the noise is checked, and in the maximum samples I'm going to change this to 500, and with everything set up here, just press F12 to render it, or come over to render and render image. And finally, coming to the end of the tutorial, well done for following along with me. And I want to say, if you are a complete beginner to Blender and everything just seems overwhelming to you, don't worry, you just need to practice more and have more passion for whatever you want to do, and you're going to get good in no time. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to stay updated.